This is Business and Economy Network.
Hello, Happy New Year to all of you, all our clients, those of you watching us far away, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ilori, Kano, Kaduna, those of you outside the shores of Nigeria. I want to say thank you so very much that God has made it that we have seen 2019. And I want to especially thank all of you, you, who have actually called, made inquiries concerning our program and how we can better serve Nigerians and non-Nigerians alike. I want to say thank you so very much. Mr. Frank, all the way from Port Harcourt, I want to say thank you. Edith in Abuja, I want to say thank you so very much. Ronke and others from the Southwest, wherever you are, I can't call all your names, but I want to say a big thank you. And also to all our esteemed clients, I want to say thank you so very much. We've just started 2019, and together we're going to run this year and become great. For the program rundown this week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have for Company in Focus, we have the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Fidelity Fortune and Management Company Limited. This is a company responsible, for giving support loans, and they are far away in Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria. And not left out for Straight Talk, we have the Managing Director, Financial Trust Company Nigeria Limited. They are stock brokering firm in Lagos, Nigeria. And not left out for Straight Talk, we have the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of REVOLUTIONPLUS Property Development Company Limited, #1 company when it comes to real estate in Nigeria. And we have the Managing Director in the house to give us insight on a lot of things on how you can get your building effortlessly in this year 2019. Don't forget, they always say, think very smartly and also plan very wisely. Well, this is the size of the program for this week. Relax yourself, brace up. It's going to be deep, it's going to be incisive, and I'll be back after this time out.
Fidelity Fortune and Management Company Limited is situated in Asaba of Delta State, Nigeria. Prince Edwin Ibe Ozoma is the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. The Prince is knowledgeable in matters of the economy, considering his vast experience in and outside Nigeria for many years. Fidelity Fortune is uniquely designed to assist the locals, small and medium-scale businesses, especially teachers, in Anocha North local government area of Delta State. The firm offers finance to businesses and teachers for very low interest rates. It has indeed made its mark considering the provision of employment, diverse scholarship scheme being enjoyed by the populace of Anocha North, and as today has no less than 14 branches across Delta State alone.
Yeah, my name is Prince Edwin Ibe Ozoma. I'm from Iseluku, Delta State, Nigeria. I am a businessman. I'm the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of Fidelity Fortune and Management Company Nigeria Limited. It's a fully Nigerian-owned company. It's a finance company in the area of microfinance. It's a unique finance company that assists Delta State civil servants in area of finance. I studied and worked in the U.S., stayed in the U.S. for a period of 23 years. But when I decided to come back to Nigeria in 2002, when I came back, I made an important decision that I was not going to stay in Lagos or Abuja or any big city, that I would come down straight to my hometown, Iseluku, and studying the economy of the area, the place, I decided, okay, well, how do I best assist these people? I'm not going to be giving them, there's no fun to be distributing to them. Rather, but one of the things I noticed that in my early days as I came back was that most of my friends I went to secondary school with, I was trained as a teacher. I went to teacher training college before going back to US. I discovered that a whole lot of them were coming to me to ask for finance, little money here and there, until I now discovered that there are these loan sharks all around, charging them anywhere from 10 to 15, 20%. So I approached some of them and said, this is not too good. Well, they say, well, they are not the one coming to them. They are the ones coming. And it became a serious burden on them. So we now started developing a finance program that will assist civil servants, mainly teachers in Delta State. And that was how our company started. We actually took off in 2003. Then we used to be known as Olibo Affordable Loans and Finance Company. But come 2006, we incorporated the company, expanded it to cover the entire state. Today, by the grace of God, we have 14 branches all over the state. And so many other companies have been born through Fidelity Fortune and Management Company. We have actually helped not less than 20 different finance companies to start off by training them and showing them how to do this. And today, civil servants in Delta State have a breath of life that they can actually take loan at minimal interest rate. I will say altogether we have over 120. That is direct employment. We have so many others that are through indirect employment. And I will also say that some of the programs, some of the scholarship programs also go to some of our employees' children, particularly the farm workers. Because I see some of these people, how they work, and I call them and say, how are your children doing in school? Some of them actually, bold, if they are bold enough, they will tell me that, well, their children are not in school. Because I ask why. They say because of funds. So usually those ones, we put them straight on the program. Well, interest rate, what we do is we looked at the rates that other finance companies around are using, and some of them are charging up to between 7 and 10% to civil servants on monthly basis. But we approached the state in 2006, and then the state brought us together with the NLC people, and then we came up together with them to be charging them 4% per month. So it is 4% per month, and we are still working to see if we can lower it. Some people might say 4% might be high, but compare that to 10, 20%. And knowing the interest rate today in the banking industry, which charges approximately between 30 and 36% per month. So we get our funding through the bank and then add a little bit to it on a monthly basis. I am a beneficiary of scholarship, though not from Nigeria. In 1979, I decided that I was going to go outside the country to study. And a university in Alaska, in the US, offered me scholarship. And on condition that I make 3.5 GPA. So I said, well, coming from Nigeria, why would I not be able to make that? And that scholarship, it was tuition scholarship, it assisted me. So when I came back to Nigeria in 2002, even before I came back in 2002, I used to come to Nigeria to visit. And the first scholarship I ever gave out was to a friend of mine that I went to teacher training college with. This guy is very intelligent. To the glory of God, he's retired today from Federal Civil Service. But when I came home the first time in 1984, I saw him, and I called him. I said, where are you? He said, well, that he's just finished NCE. I said, you going to NCE? He said, yeah, because it's free. So I said, have you gotten admission in university? He said, yes, that he has gotten admission to Nsukka, to Ibadan, Ife, many of the top universities in Nigeria. So it touched me highly, and I said, okay, I was still trying to put myself together in US, but go back to school. That from the little fund I'm getting from my own scholarship, I will send some to you. And that was my first scholarship. And ever since, My desire in life is to help people. God has helped me, and so I truly want to be of assistance to those, particularly those that are less privileged. And today, to the glory of God, I will clearly say that we've given over 20 people scholarship. Some I give from my own personal fund. Some we also give through the company, Fidelity Fortune and Management Company.
Financial Trust Company Nigeria Limited is one of Nigeria's leading stockbroking houses and the first indigenous stockbroking company incorporated in Nigeria well over 4 decades and duly licensed to carry out stockbroking businesses and admitted to dealing membership of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Financial Trust stands as one of the active leading operators in the capital market, as the firm has lots of credit, having acted on several occasions as broker to the federal government, parastatals, reputable insurance companies, and industrial firms. The following has made Financial Trust stand out among its peers. The firm has over the years been able to make the affairs of customers its core business, the ability to transit with new innovations and techniques irrespective of its age, unwavering record of integrity. Mrs. Afolabi Janet Bolaji is the managing director.
Security of anybody's investment is very, very key. If you want your investment to be secured, if you want trusted hands to handle your investments, then you think of Financial Trust. That is what we stand for. The trust. We are trustworthy. The integrity is there. We have built this over, we've built it over the past 40 years. Like I said before, we are 42 years in business and we are still here and we will continue to be here because it's actually laid on, a solid foundation. And we have the interest of our investors, our clients at hand to make sure that we provide them the first-hand investment services all the time. And one other thing is that we are not sitting down complacent at the same spot. We are always going ahead with new technologies to make sure that we deploy all the technologies that will make your investments, your transactions with us seamless, to make it interesting, to make you enjoy it. You understand? So we are putting, processes, technology, our people are ready, to give the service all the time. And just like I said, we've been in the market and we will continue to be there. The integrity is there, the professionalism is there, our customers, our clients, they are the core of our business. When we place our customers at the core of our business, there are some things that we actually deploy, that we actually use. I mentioned it. I said technology is part of it. People is part of it. Our people, our workforce that are always here, and they've been here apart from, it's part of the professionalism. They are professionals in their different areas, and also they have also been trained and retrained over time. And when you're talking about an organization, I always tell people, when we're talking about organization, we're talking about structure, we're talking about people, we're talking about processes. We have our processes in black and white. Even when you are joining Financial Trust today, of course, there are people there to mentor you. We also have it in our procedural, our policies. There are things for you that will be placed right before you to know step by step how you attend to clients and how you process their mandates right from the time that they are joining the company, even to the time they are probably selling or getting their money. So it's part of the training. Some of the challenges that we've gone through, like I said, in 2015, we have our regulators, the Securities and Exchange Commission, coming up with the minimum capital, the capitalization, and also the Nigerian Stock Exchange talking about the minimum operating standard. They were coming, the two of them at the same time, and even if you are saying that you have the fund, you have the cash, NSC is saying that there are some things that you really need to put in place. You understand? So meeting up with all these requirements was not easy. It was not easy at all. That's one of the challenges. And another thing is actually the liquidity. Like I said, the liquidity that is available for stockbroking is nothing to write home about. It's very, very poor. And that is why the stockbroking community has been clamoring and talking to government that we really need to go back to government coming to intervene in the stock market. Like we always say, the capital market is the barometer in which an economy is actually measured. You understand? So any government that is pushing to the back the capital market does not really understand its importance. You understand? So we are very, very important to the economy. We are very, very important to the economy, and the issue of liquidity is also very key. So it's one of the challenges that financial trust is facing, like any other stockbroking house. Liquidity in the market. I would even like to talk about a particular one that is even so particular to us, the stockbroking community. You've talked about the local government, states, federal. Federal government was talking about the minimum tax. The implication of minimum tax, talking about whether you make profit or not. Once the asset is there, you have to pay minimum tax, not based on your profitability, but based on the asset that you have, which actually means that whether you are making profit or not, they expect you to deplete. They expect you to probably sell some of your assets to meet up with with this tax. All these are not so good for the markets, even for the companies that are listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So we know that federal government, they need to try to source for taxes, but at the same time, I believe it should be people oriented, because I believe whatever they will use the tax to do is just for the good of the whole country, for the for the good of the whole populace. So because of that, they should even try to let it be people oriented, even ab initio. There used to be a particular channel that stockbroking houses used to access before, and that is the area of margin trade. Because of the problems that we have in 2008, with banks, when so many people actually lose their investments and the margin trade was not, working, and it actually caused a lot of issues for investors and even banks. It has actually, should I use the word, eroded the interest of banks in the capital markets, and the area in which we want federal government, CBN, to still revisit this margin trade. When we were doing it before, the problem we have then was that it was not properly structured, it was not properly managed. But that does not mean that it's not, the way to go. It is very, very important in any capital market, in any equity market. It is an avenue in which brokers, investors have access to funds with which they can trade.
Hello? Please, where is Mr. Agbabiaka's house around there?
Oh, down the street.
Mr. Odunlade. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I read it online that you are the brand ambassador to
Revolution Plus property.
Exactly. But I wish to be a landlord. It's very expensive.
No, that was a wrong information about Revolution Plus property.
Okay.
Do you know with 25,000 naira, you can start to be a landlord in Lagos or anywhere in the country?
Are you serious?
I am very serious.
But Oga, if na 30,000 is my salary, can I be a landlord?
Yes, you can be a landlord. We are on a promo now. Independence promo. Special independence promo.
Number.
Yes. Have my card? Have my card. Do you know if you don't start, you won't finish? Start with Revolution Plus property today. Congratulations. You said down the straight.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, hold on now.
Revolution Plus Property Development Company Limited, located in the heart of the Center of Excellence, Lagos State, Nigeria. The firm, though relatively young, is old in experience, considering the CEO's long-standing know-how in finance, housing, and mortgage matters, where necessary knowledge was gotten. In the words of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Revolution Plus Property Development Company Limited, Mr. Bamidele Onolaja, on the issues of quacks and insincere operators in the sector, he again assured Nigerians, both home and abroad, to be rest assured, as Revolution Plus has been able to build a high level of trust and integrity over the years. Revolution Plus is with a drive to reduce the challenge of housing deficit with its several estates and plots across Nigeria, like in Abuja, Nasarawa, Ogun, and Lagos states.
Well, Revolution Plus is young, but the brain behind it is young but not new to real estate business. Don't forget that I've been a mortgage banker for 13 years, where I worked in the mortgage industry in Nigeria. Mortgage and real estate goes pari passu. That's where I learned how to provide affordable housing to people. So, well, what I want to talk to my client, I want to say to them and all the viewers watching me right now, don't believe everybody is a scam. Revolution Plus, we have integrity, trust is our watchword. I'm very, very careful about what I say and what I do. What I cannot do, I will not say. When I say I'm going to deliver, I deliver. And we have allocated and delivered over 5,000 houses and land products. And we do mostly right now service estate. That means service plots. Also, we have gone into housing. We have 2-bedroom, we have terrace houses, we have 3-bedroom, we have houses in Abuja. We have 2 big estates in Abuja right now, and we have another one in Nasarawa. So we have in Ogun State, we have several in Lagos State. It's not everybody that is a scam. Most of us that are here, we are working because we have seen. That's why we came to correct the wrongs. I'm not saying there's no scam, but that's why I always do your due diligence very, very well before you part with your hard-earned money. Come to Revolution Plus Property. We have offices everywhere. We are #1, the most reliable. I won't vouch for any other company, but for this one, I can vouch. Well, let me take you back to history. In 1995, during the President IBB, Red Babangida's era, there's a paper that said housing for all by the year 2000. And well, I don't want to say, because I'm not a politician, I'm not in the government yet. I'm a top businessman which is provide affordable housing. The private sector cannot do it all. I'm telling you sincerely. The private sector is just working with the government to support the government. Providing housing for all by the year 2020 is the government's duty, sincerely. Because the government is one that will provide enabling environment for the private sector to play, like documentation. That's one of the challenges we face. We can say, okay, yes, there'll be housing for all by the year 2020. I want to get a CFO. I'm using 3 years to get it, 5 years to get it. Frustrating. The government official sitting on my document say, before you do this, you must give me this. You know, it's just going beyond paper. You have to be realistic and be practical here. If you are realistic and practical, it is doable. But if you are not realistic and practical, it is not doable. So with the private sector and the government working closely together, it is achievable. Not maybe 100%. Maybe we can, right now we have over 17 million housing deficit in Nigeria. So maybe we can reduce that to like 10 million or 5 million, but that you erase it totally, it might be very, very difficult. All right. But it's going to be reduced. All right. Ease of doing business. I know the vice president did a policy, white paper. That's why you see, government should go beyond just doing white paper and policies. Enforcement is the most difficult thing, because #1, for instance, I think the government agencies are not supporting small businesses. I'm serious. The tax, FIRS, LRS, all those, apart from them, all the government agencies, they need to, if the federal government want to do ease of doing business, there are ways of doing it. They should give us tax rebate. A young company of less than 5 years should be given a discounted rate of how much to pay in tax. I pay multiple millions in tax, and it's telling on my business. I'm telling you. So I'm not saying I don't want to pay tax. I pay tax and I pay it big. Anybody can search Revolution Plus. We don't owe government. But what I'm saying is that for our businesses, and I'm speaking for myself and other young entrepreneurs, for our businesses to be able to be good, and so that we can provide what we promise more to the general populace, they should give us some tax rebates. Look at it. Let's okay, if you are not up to 5 years, pay some certain discounts. So it will be good. Not only all the government agencies, some of them just want to frustrate your business, but we are working harder. We are making sure that everybody is happy. So we just want to appeal to the government to support us more. Because without the government, we can't do much.
This is Business and Economy Network.
Well, via this is the size of the program this week. I want to say thank you so very much, and I want to really esteem and appreciate all of you who have called in, and more importantly, our client and also you, our viewers. But remember this, 2019 has just started, and we are starting this on a greater and wonderful note. Brace yourself up, be determined, don't allow anything to shake you or take you down. But remember, we are meant for the top. And also watch out for a forthcoming documentary we are going to present to you very soon, towards the end of this January, is on culture and tourism. Well, it's going to be an interesting watch. And also don't forget, visit our website and also go to our YouTube channels, www.youtube.com/user/Greenspring Group, and you see other things. And also expect our January edition of our magazine, flagship magazine. Well, I'll see you again same time next week, God's willing. Stay blessed.